exact number and approximate number. If suppose we consider कि मतलब accurate number also may be कि if suppose we write 1/2, so this is 0.5, so it is also accurate exact number. But approximate number such as 1/3, then it will be 0.33 and so on. So or if we consider √2, then its value is non-terminating 1.414213 and so on, like this. So then these number are approximate number. Approximate number. So actually here in case of exact number, so this is exact, so no need to make any approximation. So in writing, in calculation, during calculation on this number, no error occur. But if suppose we consider approximate number, so due to the limitation of computational devices, maybe computer or calculator or any device, so due to limitation, so we need to approximate these number, and only we can write up to finite number of digits, but these are contained in finite number of digit after decimal place. So this is approximation. So certainly this contain error. So this number may be approximated. Suppose we consider only up to 3 digit. So this may be approximated to 0.33, 3 significant digit only. Here also may be approximated to 3 significant digit, 1.41 only. In place of this number, we can take 1.41. But due to this, the error occur. These are approximate value, not exact value. So, so here, these are two type of number. So here, in case of approximate number, okay, we need to take approximation, and that is error occur. So in approximation, the number of significant digit also play a role. The significant digit in a number, the number 1, the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all are significant digit. All are significant digit. 0, now consider 0 except these number, only one is 0 for any number. So any number can be written by the combination of these including 0. So now consider 0. So 0 is also significant digit. Zero is also significant digit except except when it is used to fix the decimal position. Fix the decimal position. And zero will be significant digit if it is not used to fix the decimal position. If 0 is used to fix the decimal position, then 0 is not significant digit. For example, suppose we consider the number 7, 8, 4, 5. So here 7, 8, 4, 5 are significant digit. All are significant digit. The number of significant digit is number of significant digit is how much? 4. Number of significant digit in this number is 4. Our significant digit are 7, 8, 4, 5. But suppose we consider the number 0.4758. Then in this, the significant digit are 4, 7, 5, 8 only. 0 is not significant digit here because this is used to fix the decimal position, and this 0 is used to fix the decimal position. So 0 is not significant digit. Here 0 is not significant. The number of significant digit is here also 4. Number of significant digit is here also 4. This 0 is not significant digit. But suppose we consider the number 0.00367. तो here number of significant digit कितने होंगे? Number of significant digit
Sir, 4, 5.
No, only 3. Only 3. 3, 6, 7. Actually, these 0 are used to fix the decimal position. These 0 are indicating the position of decimal. These are not significant digit. But if suppose we write like this 0, 0, 3, 0, 6, then this 0 is significant digit. This 0 is not used to fix the decimal position. These 2, 3 0 are used to fix the decimal position, but this 0 is not used to fix the decimal position. So 0 is significant digit. If suppose we consider here 1.00306, then how much number of significant digit?
6.
So here is 6 hoga, 6, because these all 3 0 are not used to fix the decimal position. These are the number. This can be written as, if suppose we write a number m into 10 to power k, m into 10 to power k, k may be positive, negative. So then all the digit in the number m will be significant digit. So here we can write this like here we can write like 306 into 10 to power minus 5. So here significant digit is only 3. So here in general form we can write like this: m into 10 to power k. K may be positive, negative. Then all the significant digit in the number m are significant digit. So now we can just see how many significant digit are in a number. And next main aim is suppose a number is correct up to n decimal place, then maximum error, what will be the maximum error for if a number is correct up to n decimal place? If this is most important result, this will be used in whole paper, मतलब in everywhere in calculation. If a number is correct up to n decimal places, then maximum possible error, minimum तो 0 होगा, बाकी exact error कितना होगा in general we are not able to find, but we can find the maximum tolerant limit कि मतलब what will be the maximum error. मतलब suppose if we round up the number during the calculation in each step or in last step, then what will be the maximum error due to this rounding, that we can calculate. So if number is correct up to n decimal place, then maximum error will be 1/2 into 10 to power minus n. Maximum error will be 1/2 into 10 to power minus n. ये आपको याद होना चाहिए. सपोज करिए if we say कि the number 3.1416 is correct up to 4 decimal places. 4 then maximum error क्या होगा? Maximum error मतलब here it is given कि this is correct up to 4 decimal places. The maximum possible error will be 1/2 into 10 to power minus 4, and that is 0.5 into 10 to power minus 4, that is 0.40 and then 5. So here you see error is start from the fifth place up to 4, the error is 000. So here if a number is correct up to 4 decimal place, so then maximum error will be this. So everywhere for any number x, and if x is a number and given x is correct up to n decimal place, then maximum error will be 1/2 into 10 to power minus 4. For 1 decimal place, the maximum value is 0.5. तो maximum error तो 10 to power minus n. तो ये रिजल्ट आपको याद होना चाहिए, क्योंकि आगे जो भी क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करेंगे वहां इसको यूज करेंगे. ठीक है. तो error type already you have studied कि मतलब mainly the error is rounding up error, truncation error, inherent error. Inherent error, it is already present in the given data. So to minimize the inherent error, what we will do? And we will collect the new data. And or suppose data is based on experiment and it contain much error, then to minimize the error, then we need to perform the experiment again. Yeah, it is based on survey or based on sampling, then we need to collect another sample or another survey. So inherent error is already present in the given data. So to minimize this error, we need to collect the data again. Data may depend upon experiment, some experiment or some survey, or maybe by sampling, data is collected by sampling. So anyway, if the given data contain much error, then we may minimize the error. That error is known as inherent error already present in the given data by collecting another data. So this is one type of error. Our second is rounding of error. So in rounding of error, actually what we are doing, in rounding the number, if suppose we have given the number, already I think you know how we can round a number. If suppose you have given number 3.14287 57 कर लीजिए 57143. If suppose we round it up to 2 decimal place, then इसकी वैल्यू क्या आएगी? Then its value will be 3.14. If 3 decimal place, तो इसकी वैल्यू क्या आएगी? ये this is up to 2 decimal place. And up to 3 decimal place कितना आएगा? 1.143 up to 3 decimal places. So then it value. So you see here in rounding up, so we follow the rule. Okay, if suppose we want to round the number correct up to जो है कि n decimal place, तो b if n plus 1th digit, and up to n decimal place, if n plus 1th digit is greater than 5, then we increase the nth digit by 1. And if it is less than 5, then we leave the nth digit unchanged. And if, for example, here 2 decimal place, so here third n plus 1th, matlab that is third digit is 2, and this is less than 5. So here we the second digit remain unchanged. That is the value is approximated to 3.14. And up to 3 decimal place, the fourth digit is 8. This is greater than 5. In that case, we need to increase the third digit by 1. So it become 143. But this is for greater than and less than. But if suppose it is equal to 5, then what we can do? In case if it is equal to 5, then increase the nth digit by 1 if it is odd, and remain unchanged, leave it remain unchanged if nth digit is even. For example, suppose we want to obtain the rounding value of this number correct up to 4 decimal place. The 4 decimal place, here fifth digit is exactly 5. So these two is not applicable. We get the 5. So here fourth digit is 8. This is even. So therefore, we need to leave the fourth digit unchanged, and its value will be 3.1428. if suppose in place of this 8 it is odd number, suppose it is 7, so then in that case its value become 1.1428. This, if it is 7 in place of 8, if it is 8, then again it is. So if nth digit is odd and n plus 1th digit is equal to 5, then increase the nth digit by 1 if it is odd, and if it is even, then leave the nth digit unchanged. So this is rounding, and due to this rounding, you see here a error accumulate. To minimize the rounding of error, what we can do? Actually, to minimize the rounding error, we may consider one more significant digit in each step. Suppose the problem is to solve a cubic equation, correct up to 3 decimal place. So in each step, actually by numerical method, we obtain approximate value, first step, second step, third step, and so on. And we proceed till and the root converges, correct up to 3 decimal place. So in rounding up, if suppose from first step we consider only 3 digit, 3 decimal place, up to 3 decimal place, then certainly it contain much error. But without rounding the number in each step, we may round the number in last step, round up the number in last step, or we may consider one more digit. Suppose first step we consider 4 digit, fifth step again 4 digit, and in last step we may round up to 3 digit. So then it contain less error than if we require the value correct up to n decimal place. So in each step we round the number correct up to n decimal place, so then it contain much error. So we can minimize the rounding of error by retaining one more digit in each step and rounding in last step. So these are the type of error, and जो है कि rounding error, truncation error. So truncation error we will study in detail with some example in last. Truncation error means if we replace infinite process into finite process, then error propagate, and this error is known as truncation error. For example, suppose we want to calculate the value of e to power x, correct up to 3 decimal place, 4 decimal place. The e to power x by Taylor's theorem we know कि 1 plus not only e to power x, maybe sin x, cos x. The by Taylor's theorem and जो है कि we can expand sin x, cos x in power of x in infinite series. So to find the value of sin x, cos x, how many terms we require, we will calculate later. Okay, exactly we can calculate with the knowledge of error how many terms we require. Suppose we want to calculate the value of e to power x correct up to 2 decimal place. The how many terms we require to consider for a given particular x in the Taylor series expansion of e to power x. We can calculate with the knowledge of error. So then x plus x square upon factorial 2 and so on. So we can calculate. Actually, it is infinite series. So we may consider 2 term, 3 term, 4 term. Depend upon our choice, and also we require the value correct up to how many decimal places. The correct up to how many decimal places for a given particular x. We can calculate the minimum number of terms required. So we will discuss this later by example. So these are mainly 3 type of error. So now we will discuss some formula to calculate the error. Any general formula to calculate the error in a function. Suppose y, any general error formula. Suppose y is equal to f be a function of x1, x2. Here x1, x2 are independent variable and y is dependent variable. Be a function of x1 and x2. So let del x1 and del x2 be the error in x1 and x2 respectively. These are the error in x1, x2. And suppose in the measurement of x1 and x2, the error are del x1 and del x2. Then problem is to calculate the error in the measurement of y. Actually, y depend upon x1, x2. And in the measurement of x1, suppose the error is del x1. In the measurement of x2, error is del x2. Then what will be the error in the measurement of y? Because y depend upon x1, x2 and x1, x2 contain error. So certainly the measured value of y contain error which depend upon the error in the measurement of x1 and x2. Then the error del y, suppose the error in y is del y. In y is given by del y, so y plus del y, this is equal to f x1 plus del x1 and x2 plus del x2. This error del x1 del x2 may be positive or negative. जो है कि in the measurement of error, the sign of error is unimportant. Only unit of error is important. Actually, we calculate absolute error, relative error, and percentage error. The absolute error depend upon the unit, but relative error and percentage error is independent of unit. Any unit of measurement. So I need to calculate the error. In general, we calculate relative error and percentage error. This is the advantage. Relative error and percentage error is independent of unit of measurement, but the absolute error depend upon unit of measurement, and unit of measurement play important role. Suppose we consider 1 gram weight of gold, then this 1 gram has significant role in case of gold. But if we consider weight of a cloth bag, then this 1 gram has no significance meaning. So in the unit, this depend upon unit, but if it is independent of unit, then whatever be the quantity, this independent of unit. So we consider relative and absolute error in place of, relative and percentage error in place of absolute error. So now we want to calculate the formula for error in y which depend upon x1 and x2, and error in x1 x2 are del x1 and del x2 respectively. Then now see right hand side using Taylor expansion. I think you have studied Taylor expansion for function of two variable, maybe several variable. You have studied in first semester? No?
Yes, sir.
You have studied? So we can use here Taylor's theorem for function of two variable. So then it will be f x1 x2 प्लस आप एफ एक्स प्लस एच के टर्म में लिखे होंगे एफ एक्स प्लस एच एंड वाई प्लस के, देन दिस इज इक्वल टू एफ एक्स वाई प्लस एच डेल डेल एक्स ऑफ एफ प्लस के डेल डेल वाई ऑफ एफ, या बाहर भी लिख सकते हैं, यहाँ ना लिख के दिस, एंड प्लस सेकेंड टर्म जो आता है एच स्क्वायर डेल टू डेल एक्स टू प्लस टू एच के डेल टू डेल एक्स डेल वाई प्लस के स्क्वायर. हाँ
Sir, we
Hello?
haven't studied the Taylor expansion.
टेलर एक्सपेंशन पढ़े हैं फंक्शन ऑफ वन वेरिएबल. हेलो,
No, sir, we haven't.
कल उसमें नहीं था मैथ में
सर था, लेकिन मतलब थोड़ा सा भूल गए सर, थोड़ा सा रिवाइज करा देते तो बेहतर होता. मतलब पढ़ाया तो
मैं
गया.
यही तो बता रहा हूँ. टेलर एक्सपेंशन के लिए जो है क्या होता है कि इफ ए फंक्शन एफ एक्स इज कंटिन्यूअस, ठीक है, वन वेरिएबल के केस में देखिए, यानी सपोज एफ एक्स इज ए फंक्शन ऑफ एक्स which is continuous in the given interval या given domain, and the function can be expanded in infinite series and the expansion is term by term differentiable any number of time, then fx can be written as fx is equal to about the point. अगर आप a ले रहे हैं तो यहाँ a आएगा, 0 ले रहे हैं तो 0 आएगा, तो f0 प्लस ax f dash 0 प्लस ax स्क्वायर अपॉन फैक्टोरियल 2 f डबल डैश 0 एंड सो ऑन. ये होता है दिस इज टेलर एक्सपेंशन ऑफ फंक्शन एफ एक्स अबाउट द पॉइंट x इज इक्वल टू 0. अगर a लेंगे तो क्या आएगा, ये 0 के जगह a होगा और x के जगह x माइनस a, और जो है कि x माइनस a हो जाएगा, इन पावर ऑफ x माइनस a आ जाएगा. ठीक है, अगर एफ एक्स प्लस ए लेंगे तो फिर यहाँ से एक्स के टर्म में आ जाएगा, एफ ए हो जाएगा. तो दिस इज टेलर एक्सपेंशन फॉर फंक्शन ऑफ वन वेरिएबल. पर ये कैसे आएगा, इसको आपको निकालना होगा. तो जो एफ एक्स कैन बी रिटेन एज ए जीरो प्लस एक्स ए वन प्लस एक्स स्क्वायर ए टू एंड सो ऑन. तो उसको इक्वेट करके एंड देन इसको डिफरेंशिएट करेंगे, डिफरेंशिएट करके बाय इक्वेटिंग द इक्वल पावर ऑफ एक्स ऑन बोथ साइड वी ऑब्टेन द वैल्यू ऑफ a0 a1 a2 an. तो a0 आएगा f0, a1 आएगा जो f डैश अपॉन 1 फैक्टोरियल, a2 आएगा f डबल डैश अपॉन 2 फैक्टोरियल. तो ये होता है दिस इज टेलर एक्सपेंशन फॉर फंक्शन ऑफ वन वेरिएबल. और टू वेरिएबल के केस में, टू वेरिएबल के केस में है तो ये आएगा, वो प्रूफ तो नहीं यहाँ बताएंगे, एफ एक्स प्लस एच वाई प्लस के इज इक्वल टू, कंडीशन तो वही है कि ये फंक्शन एफ इज ए फंक्शन ऑफ टू वेरिएबल एक्स एंड वाई एंड it can be expanded in infinite series in power of x and y, and the expansion is term by term differentiable any number of time, then we have this equal to f xy plus h del ax आणि partial derivative with respect to x plus k del y of f, या आप यहाँ इसके जगह पर सीधे लिख सकते हैं, ये ऐसा ना लिख करके एच एफ एक्स प्लस के एफ वाई यहाँ ऑपरेट कर दिए। एफ एक्स मीन्स डेल एफ डेल एक्स, इसी तरह एफ वाई डेल एफ डेल वाई, और सेकेंड टर्म जो होगा वो होगा एच स्क्वायर डेल टू अपॉन डेल एक्स टू यानी सेकेंड पार्शियल डेरिवेटिव विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू एक्स प्लस 2hk डेल टू अपॉन डेल एक्स डेल वाई। एक्चुअल में ये तो ए भी लिख सकते हैं आप, एच के डेल टू अपॉन डेल एक्स डेल वाई प्लस एच के डेल टू अपॉन डेल वाई डेल एक्स, लेकिन यहाँ ऑर्डर ऑफ डिफरेंशिएशन वी कैन इंटरचेंज, ये डेल टू एक्स डेल वाई इज हियर डेल टू डेल वाई डेल एक्स। क्यों? ये कब बदल सकते हैं? ऑलवेज वी कैन इंटरचेंज ऑर्डर ऑफ डिफरेंशिएशन और देयर इज एनी कंडीशन। हेलो, कोई बताए? पार्शियल डिफरेंशिएशन आप पढ़े होंगे फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर में, तो ऑलवेज वी कैन इंटरचेंज द ऑर्डर ऑफ डिफरेंशिएशन और देयर इज सम कंडीशन टू चेंज द ऑर्डर ऑफ डिफरेंशिएशन। Actually, we cannot change the order of differentiation always. Only we can change the order of differentiation when function is continuous. And if function is continuous, then this equal to this. The condition is f is continuous. If f is continuous, then we can interchange. So here it is given. If function f is continuous, otherwise for discontinuous function we cannot obtain the Taylor series expansion. This is for continuous function, and in the neighborhood of the point x is equal to h and y equal to k. So here we can write 2, no need to hk and del 2 del x del y del 2 del y del x, no need to write this, plus k square del 2 del y2 this upon nothing this and so on। अगला जो आएगा वो अगला क्या आएगा? इसी का क्यूब आएगा, इसका क्यूब आएगा this, तो and so on higher order term। तो using this Taylor's theorem, actually we require only up to first order in h and k, only up to this। So here this can be written as del f del x1 into del x1 plus del f del x2 into del x2 plus higher order term, you can write higher order term in del x1 del x2, and that is at least second order del x1 square del x2 square and product term in del x1 and del x2 and so on। So neglecting higher order term, actually here error in x1 and x2, we assume that the error in x1 and x2 del x1 and del x2 are small. So if these are small, then higher order term and the square and product of del x1 del x2 cube and higher order term and will be negligible small. So we may neglect the higher order term in del x1 and del x2 than 1. So then it become, you see also this f x1 x2 this is y, this is y, this is y. So this will be cancelled out. So this implies del y इज इक्वल टू, ये आपका बीच का पोर्शन इसमें नहीं है, तो दिस इम्प्लाई del y इज इक्वल टू del f del x1 plus del f del x2 del x2. So this is the error in the measurement of y. If error in measurement of x1 is del x1, x2 is del x2. We obtain this formula. So we can generalize this formula. This is approximately, not exact value. Because here we neglected the higher order term in del x1 and del x2. So this value is approximate value, not exact value. So hence we obtain for y is equal to f x1 x2 and xn. Suppose f is function of n independent variables x1 x2 xn, then and error in x1 is del x1, error in x2 is del x2, and so on. Error in xn is del xn. Then error in y is obtained as del f upon del x1 into del x1 plus del f upon del x2 plus del f upon del x3 and so on, plus del f upon del xn. So then the error in y is given by this. What is this? This is the sum of the error in x1, x2, xn. So here we obtain the relative error in y. The relative error in y, actually suppose we want to calculate absolute error. This is error. The absolute error, then mod of del y. So here magnitude of this and this magnitude of this, and relative error will be del y upon y, del y upon y. So this is equal to del f1 upon del x1 upon y, and so on. Last, del f upon del xn into del xn upon y. So this is the relative error. Suppose we want to calculate percentage error, well, this is ER, and if percentage error, so then we need to multiply this by 100. So this is general formula. The maximum relative error will be mod of this, and maximum absolute error mod of this. So this is absolute error and this is relative error. This is the general formula. Now we can calculate, with the help of this formula, we can calculate the error in addition of two number or three number or n number. Relative error, maximum absolute error, and percentage error. We will obtain maximum, not exact value. So then now consider this particular case. This is the general formula to calculate the error in a function which depend upon n variables, and the error in the n variables are given. So then with the help of this formula we can calculate the error in the calculation of the function y. Consider some particular case. Error in addition of number. error in addition of numbers. Suppose ax is the sum of two numbers, x1 plus x2. So then what will be the error in two number? And in general case, suppose first we calculate general, then we can take addition of numbers, so then dot plus xn, n number. So x is the sum of x1, x2, xn. Then to calculate the error in the addition of these number, here we have x plus delta x. Delta x, we may write del x or capital del x, depend upon our choice. You can also write the small del x. So this is increment in x, small value. So then it will be x1 plus del x1. आप स्मॉल डेल्टा भी यूज कर सकते हैं, प्लस x2 प्लस del x2 and so on, plus xn plus del xn this. तो therefore delta x कितना होगा? Therefore delta x will be an error in the addition of these n number will be del x1 plus del x2 and so on plus del xn. So this shows that error in addition of number is equal to sum of the error in each number. Del x1 is the error in x1, del x2 is the error in x2, and del xn is the error in xn. So sum of error in each individual number is equal to error in addition of the number. The maximum we can calculate here, maximum absolute error and relative error. The relative error will be delta x upon x. So this is equal to del x1 upon x plus del x2 upon x and so on plus del xn upon x. So this is delta x upon x. So this is the relative error. So here we obtain the maximum absolute error will be mod of this equal to sum of these. And maximum relative error so this is equal to mod of del x upon x. This is equal to mod of del x1 upon x plus mod of del x2 upon x and so on plus mod of del xn upon x. This. So this is the maximum relative error, and maximum absolute error will be maximum absolute error mod of del x1 plus this will be less or equal to. तो mod यहाँ here also this is less or equal to, maximum है तो less or equal to, and mod of del x2 and so on plus mod of del xn this. So we can calculate here, if suppose only two number, so x1 x2, n number, three number x1 x2 x3 and so on. So this is the maximum relative error and absolute error in addition of n number. N number may be two number, three number, four number, anyone. And if suppose we want to calculate percentage error, so we need to multiply relative error by 100. So you see here The maximum relative error is the sum of the relative error in each number. Del x1 upon x magnitude. This is the relative error in the measurement of x1. So, any maximum relative error is the sum of relative error of individual number. Similarly, maximum absolute error is the sum of the absolute error of each number. And in the similar way, we can calculate the error in subtraction of one number from other. Error in subtraction. Error in subtraction. Suppose let ax is equal to x1 minus x2. Okay. So then x plus delta x. This will be x1 plus delta x1 minus x2 plus delta x2. So this is equal to, this implies x delta x is equal to del x1 minus del x2. This is error, not absolute. So when we consider absolute error, then magnitude of this, the relative error delta x upon x. So this is equal to del x1 upon x minus del x2 upon x. This. The maximum relative error this is equal to mod of del x upon x. So this is less or equal to mod of del x1 upon x प्लस, यहाँ माइनस नहीं होगा, del x2 upon x. This. The maximum relative error in subtraction of two number is the sum of, same as in case of addition of two number. In case of addition of two number, maximum relative error is less or equal to sum of the relative error of individual number. So here also, in case of subtraction of two number, the maximum relative error is less or equal to sum of the relative error of individual numbers x1, x2. So this, in the similar way, we can determine error in product of number. You will do error in product of number.
Excuse me, sir.
हाँ.
So sorry to interrupt, sir. We have another class from 5.
ओके. तो ये आप लोग कर लीजिएगा एरर इन प्रोडक्ट ऑफ टू जो है नंबर्स. तो सपोज कर लीजिए x1 इंटू x2 xn. तो इसको आप कैलकुलेट करिएगा. एंड एरर इन डिवीजन ऑफ नंबर, इफ सपोज x1 अपॉन x2, तो इसमें क्या आएगा, तो ये आप कैलकुलेट करिएगा. ठीक है. ओके, नाउ यू कैन लीव.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.